Hello and welcome to Be Here Now, where presence invites perspective and allows peace. We are live on the newstreamingnetwork.com, WGSN-DB Going Solo Network Radio, TV, and podcast. Today's topic, rediscovering your joy after being numb. See what we did there? We carried over last week's show into this week's show like it's
I
a
see that.
series. We did a series for mental health awareness.
That's right.
I am your
Yeah.
co-host, Judy Porter, and I am here with my co-host in peace, Miss
Janice Leonard. Hey, everybody. Yay. Oh, I don't have my noisemaker. Thanks so much for being here. And we're Judy and Janice. We do this every week. We want to share our journeys into wellness, into mental health wellness in particular, well, mostly. And we do a lot of other things. And especially this week with mental health, we're in Mental Health Awareness Month, which is May. We are celebrating that, and we're going to look at it's okay to look at how you're doing it with your mental health, and it's okay to struggle. You're not alone. There's nothing wrong with getting help. There's nothing wrong with talking to people about it. Let's be open and honest. If we're at the time now where it shouldn't be a secret that you have to hide. Therapy, counseling, doctors, alternative healing methods, podcast listening, anything. We're glad to have you here in this special month. Again, we do this every week. We do it to show our journey to wellness, and our efforts and tools to get us to be more present, to be here now, and to find more love for ourselves, for everybody else, and finding some peace.
Mm-hmm.
We are part of a 501c3 nonprofit. We have a website. If you want to go to it, www.peacefulempowermentworks.org. If you go, we have one of the tabs that show all our shows. So if you want to rewatch or watch an old one or a new one, we've been doing this for quite a while now. It's there for you. And also there's a donate button on the top and on the bottom. So if you're able, you can make a tax-deductible donation. Or even better yet, just thumbs up, like, subscribe, and share. Thanks, everybody. Happy Mental Health Wellness Month.
Whoop, whoop.
I don't even know where I put my noise.
Janice, would you like to ring us in?
Let me tell you how I would. Oh. I really would.
All right, everybody take a nice deep breath in through your nose. So good. So good, so good. All right. So like we said, we piggybacked this show on purpose from last week's. Last week's was Feeling Numb, You're Not Alone. And this week, we're taking the approach of, okay, you've realized you've been living numb. You don't want to be there anymore. You know that you're not alone. And here we are. What's next? And when I have clients come to me, usually during the first session, one of the first questions that is consistently asked is, what do you do for fun? How do you experience joy in your life? And it's funny, I asked Janice that this morning, and Janice, what was your response?
Nothing.
And that's what I get, nothing, or I get, I don't even know anymore. So that's where we are. I have been there. Janice has been there. There are times that we go there again because we get overwhelmed by life. We hit that numb space. And though it looks different than it did back in the day, I like to think of it more as a little time out, a little time away, because of the awareness. We're not turning our back or denying things. We are aware that they're there, but we're giving ourselves a little time out and a little break. And in that, it takes intention to know that we can need a time out and fill that space doing something we enjoy. And that's okay. So this is where we are. Find joy in your journey. This is all part of the human experience. You know, we talk a lot with my daughter about adulting and things like that. Well, now it's just become the whole human. You're a human. Like we said last week, you're not alone. You're not broken. You're just human. It's the human experience. And we're starting to wake up out of a deep slumber, and we're starting to realize things. Let's just say we're realizing that everything that we grew up thinking and learning maybe not have been completely true and honest. Which, when you grow up in that energy, it helps prevent you from being honest and truthful with yourself. So the journey to finding joy has a lot to do with being willing to ask yourself some questions that you haven't asked in a while. And we talked about some of them last week. But the big one, what do you do for joy? If you can't remember, the answer is nothing, okay. That's all right. That is the truth of your experience. And that's where we start. We start with truth. So like last week when I was prepping for the show, a song came to mind. This week, there was yet another song. Because
of course there's a song.
There's a song for everything. This is, it's funny. I keep a little soundtrack to my healing journey. And this was a big song on it. And it's Gloria Estefan's Coming Out of the Dark. Because as I was re-entering the world of feelings again, this was a big song that I would play over and over again on my way to work. And it's the Why Be Afraid If I'm Not Alone. Janice tells you every week you're not alone. So you can come here and there's no need to be afraid, because here we are. Life is never easy and the rest is unknown. We've been conditioned to fear the unknown. We don't have to fear it. We can embrace it. And up to now, for me, it's been hands against stone, which I interpret as, just pushing your way, trying to make it through. Everything's been so damn hard. Spent each and every moment searching for what to believe. And I feel like so many of us are here right now. We talked last week about exercising your discernment muscle so you can see the truth in what's being put before us. And searching for what to believe, that's exhausting, for always searching for the truth. And again, conditioned to search for belief externally, when searching for what to believe is to believe in ourselves and go in your heart and ask those questions of yourself.
What's interesting is, like, I have like this image of what the joy is, and I say nothing, but then a little afterward I was talking to you, I know what I do. I actually make sure I see my grandson one day, and we go out and we had some dinner, and I was listing you off a few things that I do for joy. So it's interesting. Two things about that. It's interesting is it's not what I perceive in my head joy is, which is just dancing around and happy. It's not that. So don't be afraid if your joy looks different than you think it should. And
yes.
What was the other part? I forgot. Does it look like it? And it's there. And if you do have joy, maybe you have it and you don't realize it. Like my answer was nothing, but I did have it. So it looked different than I thought, and it was there all along. So that was an interesting lesson from your question to me this morning.
Yeah. And that's a big one. That's a big one, because society tells us joy should look like this. And it has to be, like you said, dancing around and woo. No, joy can be very peacefully received. And I love the fact that once you were able to think about it, you were like, no, wait, I have been experiencing joy. I have been taking care of myself. And that goes to what we say, we reset our autopilot. You've reset that pattern, or that pattern of numbing out and not experiencing anything. You really didn't experience anything. And with the level of awareness that you have now, yes, you're moving through hard things, but you're moving through them. You're not getting stuck.
Yeah.
And that's where it is, folks. This isn't about, we heal everything in us and all we experience is happiness and there are no challenges in life. That's not the human experience. There are challenges. The goal is to flow through them and not get caught up and blocked with them. So if we could go to the next slide. The meme is, however vast the darkness, we must supply our own light. And, when I started this journey, there were so many reasons in my life, so many people in my life, why I couldn't be happy. Well, if they would do this, then I could be happy. If they would do that, then I could be happy. It was everything. It was all the external. And little did I realize then that I was giving, and we had a show about this, who has the keys to your joy? I was giving all that power out to the external and not holding myself accountable. So when you've come out of the dark, when you've come out of that numbness, it's not about other people being responsible for bringing you that joy. It's about you asking yourself, okay, this is my responsibility. What am I going to do to intentionally choose joy every single day? So coming out of the dark, I finally see the light now, and it's shining on me. And it may be a little tiny spot right now. Not a big old spotlight, but a little tiny spot, and that's okay. Because that's where we start asking the questions. Janice and I know firsthand how heavy, crazy, chaotic, and unpredictable life can feel. We also know the importance of finding joy and peace in your daily life, especially when re-entering the world of feelings after being numb for so long. Only you know what brings you joy, lights you up, and makes your heart sing. So start asking yourself those questions. Stop putting that responsibility on everyone and everything else, and go within and ask yourself. So, that was simply what was asked of Janice today. When we did our pregame, it was like, hey, how are you experiencing joy in your life? And she was like, I'm not. As I talked, she asked herself the questions. I love Janice's first question. Is it true? Is it true that I'm not experiencing joy? No, that wasn't true. And before I could even finish what I was saying, she had 4 things that she does in a week that brings her joy.
The interesting thing is, it was there all along.
Mm-hmm.
And some of it's new, but not all of it. But I didn't see it that way because it wasn't what I imagined joy to be.
So what did you imagine joy to be?
I picture, like, in my college days, the best days of my life, where you would, I was in the marching band, and we would have get-togethers and things, and it was just partying and dancing and singing at the top of our lungs, and marching in the band. Actually, that was very joyful. But that was joy those days. So I picture it's going to involve dancing and singing.
So
I don't feel like dancing and singing these days. It's just, I don't know. Maybe I've changed. I don't know. But you carry beliefs with you, and like, as you coming out of the darkness, like all those beliefs that you've guided your self-esteem by, they're just like not true. So it's interesting, because one at a time, it's like, oh, well, come to think of it, that is joy, and it's not what I thought. Yesterday it's something else that I realized. It's crazy.
It is. And a lot of, for me, when I would picture joy, yes, it had to do with dancing. It had to do with drinking. It had to do with college days. And never did I once think that the alcohol was being used to numb myself out back then, but that's exactly what it was doing. Because as a teenager in college, you feel like you have so much stress. There's just so much stress here. Yeah. No, wait till you start adulting. No.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting because I really pretty much stopped drinking about 30 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And since my shoulder surgery, I just have a hard time sleeping. And I'm like, maybe I'll just have a glass of wine at night. And so I have started having a pretty consistent glass of wine at night. And it feels like, it's so many levels of that. It's like, it's still kind of going numb. That's what it does. It makes me tired. I get sleepy.
Mm-hmm.
And also, it's, you've got, I think I really want it and kind of need it now at night, like to sleep. And it's gotten to be, oh no, is this a crutch now? What is this going to mean? And it's a little scary. And I'm trying to cut back, but it's not easy now. I've been having that glass of wine at night,
Mm-hmm.
but it really cuts down the inhibitions a little bit, and it makes me sleepy. And I'm craving that, but it goes against everything I want to do with my life and be more present. So it's interesting. So it's another layer. Did I
Mm-hmm.
take my shutdown, a desire to be numb? Did I just put it someplace else? I'm coming out of it maybe in TV world. I'm not interested in social media. I'm not there anymore. So all of a sudden, oh well, look at this. This could be very nice. So I don't know. I'm learning, but that's what I realized. Of course, mostly because you pointed it out to me earlier, is it's about being aware what you're doing. It's okay. So am I using it that way? Do I need to do something different? And not beating myself up, which I definitely kind of want to do, but haven't really done. And it's a glass of wine a night, or probably maybe two, but still, I want it and I enjoy it. So
Mm-hmm.
that's the scary part. So now I'm trying not to beat myself up and looking at it. I've cut back already a bit in this past week. I've done a whole 3 days, but no, yeah. My husband is worried, so that's the sign. One of those signs, right? If it's affecting your relationship. Oh, because he burns the boxes. Of course, I get boxed wine. So he's like, I burned an awful lot of boxes. Oh,
Now, Janice, it's like, yes, you are drinking wine, and it's like a spritzer. It's wine, ginger ale, ice. We don't want our viewers to be concerned that you're slamming back a bottle of wine a night or a box a night of wine.
No.
So it's being used to help her sleep. The awareness that she has of it is very different. It's funny. I keep hearing we no longer drink the alcohol to feel numb. We just feel a little fuzzy.
And then you've got the part of me that's like so judgmental. Is what are you doing? Doesn't matter that I've got it full of ice and I get it half full of ginger ale. It's very judgmental and history, and I don't know what's real and what's not. So,
and this is part of the process, though, the awareness. This is another opportunity. You're exploring and experimenting that right there. I don't want to be judgmental, but I'm being judgmental. So you're able to explore that. And the way the universe works, Janice, maybe that's why this has come up. Maybe this is why you started drinking a glass a night or 2 glasses a night, so that you can deal with this judgmental part of you.
Good thinking. Oh, we have a message from Jennifer Clark. It seems like we are stuck in a striving and comparing mode, and that distracts us from acknowledging the joy that we experience in all the little things. Joy is not only big moments, but also tiny moments. Well said, Jennifer. Thank you.
Amen.
That's
so
great.
True. Yeah.
She's very profound. When she writes something, I wish, can I cut and paste that now?
Yes. We should be able to do that. Yeah. She's much deeper than she lets people know. She talks about me having big thoughts.
She's funny. So, you notice how funny she is. That really deep stuff that sneaks in, and you just appreciate her at such a deeper level each time you talk to her, for crying out loud.
Absolutely. I agree with that completely. So yes, what I would like to challenge Janice to do is allow yourself to celebrate the fact that you're confronting your judge. You know, we had a show about the critic within. You're going face to face with your judge right now.
Yeah.
And figuring things out. So that's a beautiful thing, Miss Janice. That is a beautiful thing.
Well, it's hard, you know, when you try to become unnumb, or you try to lessen your numbness, it's a pattern, and you need to be aware, at least be aware of if you're putting it someplace else too, you know. And that's, you know, what being the worrier, the judger. But it's not. I just.
Oh, I can't hear you.
There we go.
There we go.
I touched the button.
Oh no! All right.
My dog's trying to climb on my lap, and he's messing me up. Okay, there you go.
I think this is a great place for us to take a commercial break, and we'll be right back.
I was thinking
about lyrics.
I was thinking about lyrics this time, and all I could come up with, I tried to love myself. That's as far as I got.
Hey, that's good. So far, so good. If you're just joining us, welcome to Be Here Now, where presence invites perspective and allows peace. Janice and I are talking about rediscovering your joy after being numb. And Janice made an excellent point about recognizing patterns when you're coming out of the numbness. It's a good tool to be aware of. Are you replacing one crutch for another? So pattern awareness, pattern recognition is huge. And like we talked about it last week, as you're moving through this process, allow yourself grace. You know, the fact that you're recognizing patterns, that's huge. That's something that we didn't do how many years ago? We didn't look for the patterns because we didn't have the awareness to go along with it. So huge, huge, huge. Self-awareness isn't meant to be a tool to beat yourself up with. It's meant to be a tool to help you recognize patterns and then make choices. So I feel like, we just need to remind ourselves and anybody who's out there watching and listening, joy is a choice. Happiness is a choice. Peace is a choice. When we get overwhelmed, we feel like we're prisoners in that box and we're trapped. And it's funny because my daughter's going through the same thing. She just kept saying, I feel trapped. I feel trapped. I feel trapped. And I went there on Sunday and we walked through the exercise that we talk a lot about here on the show. And it's okay. Grab a piece of paper and a pen. Sit down. We're going to talk about some things and we're going to write some things out. And, the first thing was reminding her body and that she's safe. I got a roof over my head, clothes on my back, food in the fridge, and a climate controlled environment. I am safe, because when the body knows it's safe, then it can relax a little bit. Then we went into the exercise of, okay, you keep telling me you're trapped. What are some choices that you have? What are some different scenarios? She came up with 3 different scenarios. Okay, what are the pros and cons of each? Then we wrote down the pros and cons of the first one. We started writing down the pros and cons of the second. We got halfway through the second one. She's like, Mom, I think it's clear what choice I'm going to make. Okay, now you understand you're making a choice. So that I'm trapped got to go away.
Wow, that's a great thing.
Yeah, you are.
That's a great.
So,
sorry.
It helps. And I said right to her, you might not like any of the 3 choices, but these are the ones that you have, and this is the one that you've decided to go with. So stop the narrative, the storytelling of you being trapped. It's bullshit. And then that helped her move on. We took care of 4 different things that had to be done for school, and she felt lighter. Is she overjoyed about the choice? No, but she understands it is a choice. And when we can understand that we are consciously, intentionally making a choice to infuse joy into our lives every single day, that's a commitment we're making to ourselves. And you may ask yourself, why are you guys so heavy on the joy thing? Well, when you spend so much time being numb, your vibration is naturally lower. And when you infuse joy into your life, it raises your vibration. So where you're numb and I like to call it your default setting for your vibration is then numb. The more joy you infuse, it starts out as a spike of joy and then you go back. But the more joy you experience, the higher your default setting gets. And then that's where we've been able to experience, and, in our own real life, numb is where you don't have self-awareness. The more you infuse that higher vibration, the higher vibration you carry, the more awareness you have. So joy is a nice way to raise that vibration. Laughter is a great way to raise the vibration. That's why we focus so much on this, because it's about raising that default setting. If that makes it a little easier for you to think about.
I just really love your story about Maddie.
Yeah, I was surprised she went along with it. She was like, can I grab my iPad? Nope. Pen and paper. We need to engage more parts of your brain, so you are going to handwrite.
Wow.
I was like, oh, Mom, I'm scared. Don't be scared. This is okay. This is the process.
You're funny. You would never, I forgot what you said. You said to her that this is what you choose, so I don't know what you said, but it's so funny because you would
rewrite your story. No more of that bullshit that you're trapped.
You would never talk to me like that. That's funny.
You're probably right. I want to trim the edges a bit, but
yeah, it's funny because you talk to yourself like that. So it's like she's a part of you. So I'm sure that you treat her like yourself a lot.
That's an excellent point. Never thought about it that way.
Yeah.
Very nice.
And she is an amazing young woman. So yay.
We are so lucky.
And congratulations. She is a college graduate, bachelor's graduate. Yes, she is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
She's undergraduate, graduate. Yeah.
Yeah. So exciting things happening. She's just, overwhelmed, and it's okay.
Well, that's scary because she's going right into grad school, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean,
starts grad school this summer. So
wow. Oh, yes, that's big.
It is big. Big stuff.
Congratulations. We're proud of you. Go, go, go.
Celebrate. Yeah. Okay. So Janice and I thought it would be good to take you through an exercise. But before we do that, if we could go to that next slide, Silveria, that'd be great. I actually stole some words from the last one and put it on a lighthouse picture. That next slide. Studying yourself is one of the most life-changing decisions you can make. Self-awareness becomes freedom. So this is just something to think about as you're exploring the realm of rediscovering your joy. Ask yourself these questions we talked about last week, asking better questions. When was the last time you felt joy? What are some small things you do just because they make you smile? Doesn't matter what anybody else thinks. And for me, there are things that I do nobody else knows about. Like something as simple as I surround myself with, in my workstation, notes from Jen and from Maddie. I have cards made by Maddie. This is my latest Mother's Day card from Maddie. And I surround myself with these things. So if I am having a low, I visually see something that makes me smile.
That's simple. Everyone can do that.
Yeah.
Even I could do that. Yeah.
I
I probably do. I just,
was going to say, I think you do.
yeah, you just don't, it's not, I'm not aware that, oh, look at how I'm bringing myself joy.
Uh-huh.
But
See, we
there's
don't
nothing
think
wrong
about
with,
things.
but you should, though. I mean, there's nothing wrong with like saying, oh, that makes me happy.
Mhm.
Like my little bobblehead from the basketball game.
Exactly. Yes. What helps your mind and body experience peace? I know in the beginning of my journey, I was like, I don't even know what that peace is. What are you talking about? But start asking yourself, what helps my mind and my body experience peace? What I learned, of course, the beach, hands down for me, water, the beach, the ocean. It's like my entire body is able to exhale. Can't always get to the beach. I don't live close enough, unfortunately. So what else throughout my day can bring me peace? What is
Hugging
something?
my dog. How's this one? I
That
hug my dog or pet him.
mm-hmm. Animals, cats, dogs, whatever it is that again allows you to feel like you can exhale. What's something you've done recently that made you feel proud of yourself? This is a good one for Janice since she's toe to toe, nose to nose with her judge and critic.
What do I say? Get away from me. God, what did you say? Off with you.
Off with yes. One of the most difficult things I had when I was teaching was when we had observations, we had to go back in and sit with the administrator and you had to talk about things that you did well. I've never been very good at speaking about things that I do well. Things that I need to improve, absolutely. That judge, that critic's right there. But that part of me that would celebrate me was like mute. So, and it's funny because I even hesitated typing this out. Proud. Proud. Isn't proud an ego thing? Not necessarily. It's all in how it's all about intention.
Yeah.
I can be
I can,
proud of myself and
yeah, I
not,
find it peaceful to be proud.
yeah. It acknowledges the growth. It acknowledges the growth. And, it's not like I'm taking a billboard out and being like, Judy's fucking awesome, which, who knows, maybe someday I will. But
Oh gosh.
okay. And when was the last time you allowed yourself to get lost in a daydream? Mm-hmm. See, that gave me pause too, Janice. I was like,
Yeah.
when was the last time? I don't even know.
I don't know I don't know if I have any dreams. That's the problem. Part of the problem is the problem with moving ahead and trying to be healthier and happier and peaceful is it helps to have some dreams and some goals. What do you want with your life? Yeah, that's a hard one. Well, Jen's got another great comment for us. Judgmental voice, catch and release. I do not receive that.
Yes, another technique we've talked about is catch and release. When that judge comes in, you'd be like, "We're not going to think like that anymore. We're thinking like this. Flip the script. Flip the
Yeah.
script." Thank you, Jen.
Yep.
Outstanding. Okay, so we want to take you on a little ride. This is an exercise Janice and I have used in the Own Your Experience class. So, if you can, or if you're able, we want you to take some deep breaths and feel your butt in your seat. If you're sitting down, walking, feel the earth under your feet. Whatever it is you're doing, be safe in moving about this exercise. But take a deep breath in, and we want you to ask to see something, a vision from your past or whatever, an experience from your past where you remember experiencing joy. It could be at any age, any stage, whatever it is. Like Janice, it took her back to college days. For me, yes, college was fun. If you can, close your eyes. Put your hand on your heart and do this. So think back to a time where you remember feeling joyful, happy, lighter. Do you see any colors? Is there anything specific you remember seeing? About how old were you? What sounds do you remember hearing? Or was there silence? What do you remember feeling? Was there a cool breeze? Was it hot? Were you getting a warm hug? Was there something you remember tasting or smelling? Was there anybody else present? Or were you alone? Now, if you were able to do this exercise with us, we would love for you to share in the comments what came up for you. Janice, where did you go?
This time I went to the birth of my daughter.
Ooh, okay.
Nothing like pure joy and love than the first time I held her.
Oh, what's the vision that you see?
What's interesting is I don't remember those things. I just remember the feeling inside. I just remember complete joy. You know, so like, what did you hear? I don't remember hearing anything. Who was I with? What, I assume my husband was there and the doctor was there and the nurses were there, but I don't remember them. It's not about them. It's just about that moment where this is my, part of me, my body, my soul.
I love that. I love that. Yeah.
How about
Everything's different when you have a kid.
Oh,
yes.
How about you?
I was kind of involved in giving direction, but for me, no, it's funny. Whenever I think about joy as a child, I go back to family dinners because, friends would call the house and that's when phones were still attached to the wall, and we would answer the phone and they're like, "Are you having a party?" We're like, "No, it's dinner time."
Wow.
Yeah, because we would have family dinner and, we all argued and fought and all that kind of stuff. But for some reason, there was no fighting at the table. I don't know if that was a rule that came along because I was the third in line. So I don't know if that rule was established prior to me coming, and that's just the way it always was for me. But there was a lot of laughter. We had an awful lot of sarcasm in our family. So, cracking jokes on each other and all that kind of stuff. But it felt like a party. And, my favorite meal, one of the favorite meals my mom made was meatloaf. So it's like the smell of meatloaf, and I love potatoes, scalloped potatoes.
Ooh.
And just to hear, laughter. So I'm smelling the food, hearing the laughter, and it's Mom, Dad, Ricky, Karen, and Laura. All of us, all six of us around this little round table because our house wasn't huge. And yeah, that's where it takes me.
Even just listening to your story, just fills me with, that nice feeling.
Yeah, it's good. So why do we do that exercise, Janice?
Well, I'm lifted just listening to you, first of all. And definitely, if you're trying to rise your base joy, you had different words, but that's the words I use. If you're trying to increase your joy, your base place is, it does bring it up. It's like, okay, look at, I'm up here now. That's beautiful. That was wonderful, most beautiful, incredible moment of my life. Look at.
See? And then it helps, your cells carry cell memory, and that's help reminding, because we're coming out of that numbness. It's reminding your cells there's joy in there. There's joy in there, and it remembers how it feels. So then it wants more. Ooh, what else can we do to experience that joy again? So we can take ourselves back to a memory that stirs up that joy for us. Our body starts to remember how it feels, and then we want more of it. And when we make it an intention, I will intentionally experience joy each day. And again, it can look very different for everybody. It can be a song. It can be watching a funny video. It could be texting a friend. It could be hugging. Everybody is starting to realize now, even the science world, that energy is a real thing. So a hug, when you can hug somebody for, what do they say, 20 seconds or more, it literally helps heal your body and lighten your mood. So, yeah,
I forgot about that. That's true.
Yes, it's very true. So yeah, I mean, going out in the world and just smiling and saying hello to people, sharing your light and love with the world, that helps more and more joy.
Petting my dog, but doing it intentionally and thoughtfully, because that brings me joy. But usually it's just like done, well, I'm doing a million other things. It's just automatic, but that's nice.
Being present in what you're doing. You're being present with your. It's funny, ever since Bruno had his Rumspringa, he comes back, and almost every morning, it's weaned off a bit because he's been back for over a year, but he would sit with me on the recliner, and I'd give him Reiki. So he gets up, we pet, we love on, and I run some energy on him, and when he's done, he jumps down. But that's a very intentional thing. And it's funny, Janice, you say that, because before in the past, it'd be like, pet, 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 yeah, go away. And now interactions with him and Sylvester are very intentional. Yes. Grateful for the exchange, because animals do provide unconditional love.
It's pure love. If you're lucky enough to have an animal or a dog like that, it can bring you joy anytime if you just present to enjoy it and experience it.
And allow it. Yeah, absolutely. Allow it. We get wrapped up in our minds and our stories, and, joy is just not for me. Bullshit. We're here to experience all of the feels. All of the feels. So, moving forward, like we said last week, small steps make big change. So as you're moving through, when you're numb, big changes can add to your overwhelm, just like we said last week, and feel completely out of reach. So taking small steps are a powerful reminder that you are safe to move forward. So please remember, give yourself grace, focus on what you can control, make peace and play your priority. Reach out and connect with someone you trust and enjoy sharing time with. And this is practice, practice, practice. You are exploring and experimenting to rediscover what brings you joy, happiness, what lights you up. That's where the grace comes in. Allow yourself to explore and experiment. There is no failure. There is no good or bad. There's learning. Healing and learning. So with that, that's a wrap, Janice.
Another very fast 45 minutes.
Absolutely. We want to thank everybody for choosing to be here now with us. Please always remember,
you are not alone.
And don't ever forget, you are awesome. We'll see you next week.
Thanks, everybody. Thank you so much.
Thanks, everybody. Thank you, Sylvester.